Lesson 115 is on linear inequalities, and the best way to understand these is just to go ahead and do some practice problems. Look at practice problem A. Y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x minus 2. Now that should look familiar to you. That's an equation of a line in standard form, except instead of an equals sign, there's an inequality there. You think of these the same way. You graph them the same way as you would an equation of a line, except you have to shade in a particular region because you're talking about greater than or less than the line or equal to the line. So I'll show you what I mean. Let's just go ahead and make an XY coordinate system first. And once we have that set up, then we can go and look at our line, and we see that we have a slope of 1/2 and a y-intercept of -2. Remember what you do to graph a line like that. You just start at the y-intercept of -2. We'll put a dot there. The slope is 1/2, so that means our change in y is 1, our change in x is 2. So I'll go up 1 to the right 2, make a point. Up 1 to the right 2, make a point. And that's enough points for me to draw a line through. And so there's the line represented by y equals 1/2 x minus 2. Now, we have an inequality there. Let's start thinking about that. Y greater than or equal to 1/2 x plus 2 or minus 2. So what we're talking about here is a region of the Cartesian coordinate system. And since it's greater than, that means greater than the line. And equal to the line, that means it's touching the line as well. It includes the line. So we shade in this region here. That's what we have to do. We shade in that region, and that represents y greater than or equal to 1/2 x minus 2. Let's do another one, y less than x plus 3. We just think of this as a linear equation, and we graph it just like it was a regular line. Make an xy axis first. And then we see that our y-intercept, that is a +3, so go ahead and put a dot at +3. The slope is 1, so our change in y is 1 over change in x is 1. So we could put a point there. We could go down 1 and to the left 1 as well. And that's enough to make a line. Now, we're saying y less than x plus 3. So that means everything below the line. And the way that we represent that we're not including the line, because it's not equal to the line here, it's less than, we make the line a dashed line. So anytime it's just a less than or just a greater than symbol, you need to make the line a dashed line. Then we'll shade in everything underneath that line. Let's do one more. X less than 2. Now, you might be thinking, well, I'm just going to make a number line and put an open circle at 2, shade in to the left. Well, what I want you to do here is represent that as a line. Remember, you can represent x equals 2 as a line by just drawing a vertical line right through 2 on the x-axis. So we'll do the same thing here. Make an xy axis. Don't have to make a very big one. And x less than 2. Now think about that. That means that we will have a dashed line because we won't be including x equals 2. It'll be everything to the left of that because that will be less than 2. So let's just put a dashed line right here through 2 and then shade in to the left. That's what we mean when we want to graph that line x equals 2. We just put a line through like we do if it was x equals 2, and then we think about our inequality. It's a dashed line because we say x less than 2. We're not including 2. Everything to the left of 2. Okay, well that's all for lesson 115.